Pan in motion.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Pan in Motion TV. I'm your host Kendall K. Williams, and today we have Rico Hunte and Elroy Primus. So Pan in Motion, the movement or the idea of Pan in Motion was essentially created to push and promote steel pan. And what I noticed through the years is that steel pan is not a career for everyone, but steel pan has been such a communal or sort of a hub for communities to get together and live, hang out, have fun, and do music together. And that has brought people from all over the world, as well as from different career paths, together to perform together or just to hang out and have fun, which is essentially how I met these two, through playing pan. Alright, so your song, Love's a Bitch, right? That song was first sent to me in a group chat about like maybe 2 weeks ago. And I heard the song, but I will admit that in being busy, I wasn't able to give it the proper listen that I would have liked to give it. I think maybe like a week or a week and a half later, you had hit me up and asked me if I listened to the song, and I was like, oh shoot, like I know I listened to it, but I didn't give it that proper listen. So I said, let me go and listen now. So I listened to the song, and I must have listened to the song. I listened to the song the first time actually, and immediately the chorus caught me. And I was like, whoa, all right, this is crazy. Like, I wasn't, I didn't even know what to expect, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I mean, I enjoyed it. It was a video, actually, it was a YouTube video. And I listened to it, and after that, I just listened to it again and again, just over and over and over. And by like the 6th or the 7th time, I was just like, yo, I gotta record this, like right now. I was just like, yo, I gotta record this.
Yeah.
Like, everything just, it was quiet on the set, pulled out the camera, threw the camera in a pan, just took maybe 1 or 2 takes, recorded it, put it together. I had to put it out like right. I literally stopped everything I was doing. Homework, everything, bro. I was just like, I have to do it. Yeah, it had to happen right then and there. And that, I loved it because for me, that was my like initial reaction to the music, and that is one of the ways that I express myself. Like, to feel a song hit me like that, it was deep. It was just like, this is why I love music, because music can do that to me, make me stop everything that I'm doing to just get right into it. So anyway, well, as you know, I ended up recording it. I threw it up on Instagram, and I recently threw it up on YouTube page as well. So hopefully that'll get a nice following, and people will be able to hear the great music. But for you guys, tell me about Love's a Bitch. Tell me, anything. What happened? How did it come about? All of that.
Alright, so so I actually started writing. I actually wrote it in 2014.
4 years ago.
Yeah, it just felt right to put it out now. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I wrote it like 4 years ago. I was going through a little something, and on top of me going through the issue I was going through, I also have a good amount of friends who go through this shit as well.
Right.
So taking their experiences and my experience, being able to formulate a song like that was big for me.
Right.
I can't sing. I can't sing for shit. Alright, so so I wrote this chorus, and majority of the time I write all my music. So I wrote this chorus, and I'm just humming it and talking to my best friend, who's also my promo manager. What up, Keish? And yeah, so I was shopping it, and I'm like, yo, I need to find a singer for this. So of course, first I jumped on YouTube. And I was trying to find people in Brooklyn. I really wasn't finding nobody. And then she was like, yo, so what about Elroy? And I'm like, word, don't get me wrong, Elroy, used to sing back in the day, right? So I didn't even know he was still doing it.
Right.
Yeah, so I got on the phone with him one time, and the quality of the phone is not even like the best. So I three-wayed Keisha and him, and we was chopping it up, and I'm like, yo, bro, can I hear you sing? He's singing over the phone. I'm like, oh nah, son, I gotta get you in the studio.
Yeah.
I gotta get you in the studio. So we all met up. I gave him the lyrics, and we probably was there for like a good hour in the crib. And yeah, he sang it, and it just sounded great. I was like, oh no, this is perfect. This is perfect. And it just so happens that the original version that we recorded back in 2014 also has another friend of mine. She actually lives in North Carolina now. Her name is Vania.
Yeah.
And she's the one that you heard on the harmony.
Right.
So, and then also, what else? It was around summertime too.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yo, this beat is dope. There's actually a guy from the West Coast who made that beat too.
Oh, nice.
So, everything was lit. And then I was like, it's missing something. And of course, you know, I grew up with Pan. I grew up with, and just the song is so jazzy and the beat is so jazzy. So I was like, yo, you know what? I need to get a solo on it. I talked to Duvone because Duvone was working with Kasim. I put all the pieces together. You know what I mean? And that's how it came about. So we creating that song. Yeah, it came from a deep part within, but like the production of the song, it just came from dope artists that I've known for a minute. You know, my people putting me onto other people.
Right.
Even Vania, I met her at a showcase, and before she moved to North Carolina, and just putting the pieces to the puzzle together.
Right.
So yeah.
That's dope. And how did you feel about singing the song, like being on the song, maybe even approaching it?
Yeah, it was definitely a dope experience. Like first of all, when it happened, I was home like sleepless.
Facts.
And I'm getting a call like almost 11, 12 o'clock. I'm like, all right, what's going on? Rico hits me up, like, yo, sing this for me. So I'm like, yo, I can't sing right now. He's like, nah, yo, sing this for me. Yeah. And I sang it, and from then he's like, yo, so, you know, we gotta make some moves.
Right.
And it just took off from there. And getting the experience to record in the studio, that was my first studio recording session. And you know, you appreciate it because it molds the person you are. And
Right.
it also, the song is very relatable, so it was easy to get into it. And I also want to hear it, let everyone else hear like what the song is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I like when music tells a story, and I would be the first person to admit in any type of music that I listen to that the first thing I listen to is the music and not the lyrics. Mm-hmm. And that's the first thing that caught me was just the music alone, you know, because the video that I saw was the unplugged, so that was acoustic. You had the guy playing guitar. What's his name?
Philip.
Philip. Okay. And that's somebody you know as well, like you.
No, honestly, with him, again, social media is a hell of a thing. I actually met him off of Instagram.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I saw him do a cover on Instagram. I forgot what they call. I think they're called. I'm probably gonna say it wrong, but buskers. Something like that.
Yeah.
But he was playing like the train station or something like that. So I saw a cover that he did in the train station. I was like, well, this guy's dope.
Yeah.
So I reached out to him. And he was like, yeah, I'm with it. It sounds dope. I sent him over the track. He was like, oh, I would definitely mess with this.
Nice.
Yeah. In like the span of a week, we started doing the video.
Right. No, that was great. I mean, I immediately fell in love with the music. That definitely hit me. And then I started listening to the lyrics, and I'm like, I love this because I feel like it's something that people can definitely relate to, you know? And I think what drew me into listening to the song over and over again is the song, for me, the song grew into something, you know? A lot of times when I listen to a song with like lyrics, sometimes I can listen to the song and maybe like 10 seconds, 15 seconds into the lyrics, I'm like, nah, I'm not really into the song, you know? But immediately your chorus drew me in. The first verse, I listened to it, it grew, but by the second verse, it hit. And for me, like I saw a bigger picture in it, you know? Because sometimes I feel like even in music, I mean, this is just my opinion, but in many types of music, some people, I feel like they don't even care about the second verse. You know what I'm saying? Like they listen to the chorus, the first verse, that's about it. You don't listen to anything else. You know what I'm saying? Even some people, sometimes even I've heard like songs like when they record it, they'll record the first verse, maybe a second verse, and repeat the first verse, you know, because by that time on the radio, people not even listening, you know what I'm saying? They don't even get that far. So that was another thing that I appreciated about it, because I felt like there was just a level of like musicianship to like just the whole production, you know, you have the acoustic guitar, electric guitar, whatever was playing in the video, I can't remember. And then, like I said, the way the song just built, you know, it just grew over time. And for me as a musician, and especially as a panorama arranger, that's essentially what I do with my music.
Yeah.
I make it build up over time. So that connection, it was just like, I just like felt more and more in love with it. And in being able to listen to it, it was just like, yeah, this was deep. And then as well as like you guys performing it, like I felt the emotion in it, you know what I'm saying? And I had an opportunity to look at an Instagram video of, what is it, Fresh Fitness?
Yeah, Fresh Fitness.
And his reaction to it, and literally how he was is how I felt.
Oh, that's
how I felt. Like I was just like, yo, like, nah, like you saying something, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the lyrics is touching, you know, and I like that. I really appreciate that. I feel like people can connect with it. Was that like the intention? That, you know, what was that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, honestly, the crazy thing about music is that it impacts everybody. You know what I mean? And same thing with poetry.
Yeah.
Sometimes you really don't know what other people are going through.
Right.
So you know, you feel that you're going through it by yourself.
Right.
Especially the dark times. You know, it just so happens you write a song and you put it out, or you write a poem and you put it out, and then you have people tell you like how much it motivated them, or how much, you know, it connected with their life.
Right.
And that's just another, you know, big pat on the back. But you know, when writing it, it really wasn't for. I wasn't trying to be like, you know, this is for you or this is for you. This was like, this is what I'm going through.
Right. Yeah,
I just want to express it over a beat, exactly.
Right.
And it just so happens that it gravitated and connected with so many other people.
Yeah.
You know, L as well,
Yeah.
and a couple other people as well, and it's just been booming since.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. How did you guys come into like your own individual voices as like, you know, like you rapping, you singing? Like, how did you get into that?
So I used to do poems. I used to kind of be like a poet. Yeah. And you know, after a while, I got a couple of friends. They were like, "Yo, you know, why don't you try to rap?"
Yeah.
So you know, we used to just play around and do little freestyle battles, not too crazy.
Right.
And then we started a group. After the group, you know, people went their separate ways. People had families. People did this and that.
Yeah.
I kept with it. And kept building my craft.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I could probably hold a tone, but I can't sing. I can't sing. So I just kept with rapping and kept with songwriting.
Right.
That's one of my main things I love to do. I could write. But other than that, I just spit.
Right. That's nice. What about you, Elroy? How'd you get into singing?
Singing started for me with my cousin. I was about 4 or 5, and she would always take me to church. And there's this beautiful choir. Every time you listen to them, it's like you're inspired to sing. You want to sing because it touches you in one way or another. And I wanted to be able to do that for someone else, because you know, you're there and you experience something and you want to share that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to share that, so I started singing in church with her. And I stopped for a while, and then I got back into it. Then I started singing in school, and I got the opportunity to do an examination I was graded for, you know, great performance skills. So I didn't go past that after that time, like 2009, and then coming up here to the US and performing with Casa for the Christmas show. That's when Rico finally got the chance to, you know, to hear Elroy. So
was this your first and only song together, or have y'all done anything else like this before?
We've been in the studio another time.
Right.
That project is still in the works. So we did that together.
Okay.
To get together real soon. But put out, engineered, mixed and mastered, Loves and Bitches is the one that's out.
Okay, nice. That's good. And what about your history in steel pan? Like, because I know both of you played. Like I said, that's how I met you guys. But obviously, sometime along the way, you sort of transition from playing steel pan, playing steel pan to then coming into yourself as an artist, you as a rapper, and you as a singer. Like, I'm trying to get a sense of is like career, you know, like how is that sort of, how did that come together, and how is that shaping, how is that forming? Is one helping the other? Like, what was the history behind that?
I don't know. Okay, so my history in steel pan. I started playing pan at the same time I started singing.
That's good.
So it was, again, I guess at that time, music was just a drive for me, like an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
So I started playing steel pan from a young age in school, and it just took me a long way. It took me a long way. I stopped for a few years again, and then when I started high school, I started working with Michelle Duvone.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she just took me and opened pan to a different. It put pan on a different scale.
Mm-hmm.
It was not just, you know, school panorama here or show here.
Right.
It was an actual thing. Like,
Right.
you know, you're exploring the art of the instrument.
Mm-hmm.
So from that stage, you know, then moving to the US and then working with Casa, And in Cassim, you were in touch with so many other musicians, and you got to see that, hey, pan is not just a thing in Trinidad. Pan is a thing everywhere. You have really talented people all around the world. So it was cool starting from young at that age, seeing pan at one level and growing up and seeing how pan has developed over that time as well.
So with me, I started when I was young too. I started when I was like 6. So my mom's from Trinidad, so it's she loves the pan. It's the culture. My mom saw Cassim in the mall playing. Facts, boy. My mom saw Cassim in the mall playing, and she reached out to, I don't know who it was back in the day, but she reached out to somebody.
Yeah.
She wanted to get her son in it. So I started playing pan since I was 6. I grew into it. Of course, been playing with Cassim for a minute.
Yeah.
I stopped playing when I was like 18 because I wanted to venture out and do other things. After a while, when you play something for that many years, sometimes you just want to see what else is out there.
Right.
So that's when I started dabbling with the poetry, dabbling with the music. From there, I got the opportunity to actually teach. So I came back to Cassim and I started teaching pan, and I've been teaching ever since, from then until now. It's just a beautiful thing, man. It's definitely a beautiful thing to grow with the band and see the different faces, see the different ages, and people growing to themselves as artists. So that's a dope feeling.
Nice. And do you guys feel like Steel Pan has helped any way in what you do now, like you as a rapper and you as a singer, whether it's on this song or thinking about the future?
Yeah, if it wasn't, I'm not gonna hold you. If it wasn't for Steel Pan, if it wasn't for Cassim, I probably wouldn't be doing music. Pan music has taught me phrasing. That's the way artists can do different flows. So phrasing's for me, timing is everything. See, y'all both left. Timing is everything. And so Pan definitely taught me a lot.
Right.
Steel Pan taught me a lot. This band taught me a lot. And I'm happy for it. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be the artist I am today.
Right. Nice. What about you?
Steel Pan, getting into it. Definitely, it gets you dedicated because within a band you want to be the best.
Right.
Even as an individual you want to be the best. So you're motivated to do your best, keep trying.
Right.
And that moves from just that outlet with the instrument into your personal life, and it makes you a better person as well. It keeps you dedicated to what you're doing, keeps you devoted. So no matter what it is, be it Steel Pan, be it singing, be it your job outside of that, all of these things work hand in hand to making each and every one a better person. It gives you that dedication to do the best.
And one more thing I gotta throw in there too that definitely Pan has done, as well as being under a good band has done, makes you a good entertainer.
Right.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever go to shows and you see artists sometimes they're just standing in one spot. They dope, but you're not appealing.
Right.
Bands, Cassim, music, it built me from young. So I've been entertained. So that's why anytime you see me live, it's a show. I give shows, man.
Yeah. You guys ever get nervous performing?
Man, all the time. My leg be shaking. That's probably why I jump around so much. I swear to God, my leg be shaking.
Yeah, that's one thing I know is no matter how much I play pan, I can step on the panorama stage and still be nervous. I can still be nervous. The only time I'm not nervous is when I'm not playing. That's the only time. But if I am nervous, I'm nervous because I don't want to stop sleeping. So what's the next step for you guys? What's the next step for you guys? Whether it's together, performing together, or as individuals, what projects we have coming up? Because I know that you have put out an album. When was it?
I put out an album in the end of 2017.
Okay, right. So
Yeah,
that was right. So last year, okay. So
yeah. So this whole year I've been promoting it. Still dropping videos for it nonstop. So if you go on YouTube, you can see a gang of videos already and some more to come.
Yeah.
But starting the beginning of 2019, I'm right back in the studio.
Okay, nice. And that's for a second album?
That's for the second album.
Okay, nice. What about you? You plan on doing any more singing? What's up?
Honestly, Rico got me out.
Right? Yeah.
Honest
goodness. So,
listen, y'all can hear him on more tracks, man. That's a definite.
That's
a
good.
definite. His voice is amazing. His voice is amazing. Nah, he's gonna be on more tracks.
That's good. No, that's great to hear. That's great to hear. I do want to thank you guys for taking the time out to do a show and everything like that. I think it's very important that people are able to hear, like what you guys do and stuff like that, because I'm sure that there's people out there that's looking up to you, as well. And let people know what you do. Like you're real people. You walk up and down the shit, the same streets and there are other people who may be walking down or whatever. And so I'm assuming that both you guys work hard at what you do, and that's how you get to where you get to. And anybody can put out a video. But there was production behind what you did, you know what I'm saying? And even, I think one of my favorite videos is actually the Party and Bullshit video. That one, because, you took elements from like different places and put together to make one video. And in one of them, funny enough, I think you shot like Party and Bullshit, part of it last year at a party that we were all at. Yeah, and I thought that was also cool because I was like, wait, I was at this party and I didn't even know video was shot. Well, so I think that was also cool, and I liked it, conceptually and everything like that, so that was dope. But how can people reach out to you guys? Like, website, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, what's up? How do people get in contact with you guys?
Definitely. Well, you can get in contact with me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or pretty much Rico FlyForeva, or IAMFLYFOREVA. I am FlyForeva. Pretty much pop up. Or you just Google. I'm being cocky. But yeah, so definitely all social media sites, I'm everywhere. So you can definitely find me there. Other than that, website is it's actually being worked on right now. So that should be dropping at the end of the year too. So that's pretty dope. I'm looking forward to that.
Nice. All right. Well, I look forward to hearing some more work from you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Great work, man. Thanks again for doing this, bro.
I appreciate it, man. For
real.
real.
Thanks again. All right. Peace.
Make sure you get the album, Brooklyn Bound Virgo, on all major platforms, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Tidal. Definitely check out our video, Love is a Bitch, on YouTube. This is growing, so it's looking beautiful. Check out that cover. KKW did, Hand in Motion. Let's get it. Fly shit.
I like it, I buy it. I like it, I buy it. How much are the shoes in the glass case? That's